Here's a surprising truth that rarely gets talked about. The foods you snack on, even something as innocent as a handful of nuts, can quietly shape your hormone levels, your prostate health, and even your energy as you age. For men over 60, this is especially important. By this point in life, testosterone has been steadily declining, often about 1% per year since your mid-30s. The prostate becomes more sensitive, energy dips feel unpredictable, and the smallest daily choices, like what you toss into your trail mix or blend into your smoothie, can make a real difference in how you feel day to day. And yet the wellness world is filled with contradictions. Some experts say all nuts are heart-healthy superfoods. Others warn that certain ones might be estrogenic, inflammatory, or even harmful to your prostate. One week, you're told almonds or cashews are miracle foods. The next week, someone says they'll wreck your testosterone. No wonder so many men feel confused, overwhelmed, or just plain give up. But here's the truth. Not all nuts are created equal, especially not once you factor in hormonal shifts, age-related prostate changes, and the metabolic sensitivities that become more pronounced after 60. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 specific nuts that might actually be sabotaging your testosterone, energy, or prostate health if you're eating them regularly, and you may not even realize it. More importantly, I'll also show you 4 research-backed alternatives that do the opposite. Nuts and seeds that actively support your hormones, reduce inflammation, and protect your prostate naturally. And no, this isn't about fear, because you deserve real, evidence-based insight, not internet clickbait or guilt-driven diets. By the time you finish this video, you'll know exactly which nuts to limit, which ones to embrace, and how to integrate them into your daily routine in a way that boosts your vitality instead of draining it. Here's the reality. By age 60, over half of men experience some degree of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, that's prostate enlargement. It can cause frequent urination, weaker flow, discomfort, or even interrupted sleep. At the same time, testosterone is usually trending downward, insulin resistance is creeping in, and energy isn't what it used to be. This doesn't mean your best days are behind you, but it does mean your body responds differently now than it did in your 30s or 40s. That's why the same foods that used to work for you may not support you in the same way today. Think of your hormone system like a finely tuned orchestra. When all the instruments are in sync, the music is powerful, smooth, and balanced. But if one or two instruments drift out of tune, say inflammation goes up, or estrogenic compounds start to dominate, the whole performance gets thrown off. And here's the key point. Your daily nut choices can either keep your orchestra balanced or tip it toward more estrogenic inflammatory pathways. Now, this doesn't mean these foods are bad in isolation, but when they're eaten daily in large amounts and layered on top of age-related changes, they can push your body in the wrong direction. My job is to give you clarity, not scare you. And clarity starts by looking at the research and separating the myths from the facts. So let's dive in. We're going to start by looking at 4 specific nuts or nut-like foods that I often recommend men over 60 either limit or avoid altogether. These aren't inherently poisonous or evil, but depending on your unique biology, age, and hormonal environment, they might be doing you more harm than good. If this kind of clear science-backed guidance is helpful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. That way you won't miss the rest of this series where we dig deeper into men's health after 60, from simple food swaps to energy-boosting routines to strategies for protecting your prostate and hormones long-term. The first bad nut, peanuts. Let's start with one of the most popular snacks in the world, peanuts. Peanuts are everywhere, from peanut butter to protein bars, from baseball games to trail mix. They're cheap, they're filling, and they're addictive. But here's the problem. Peanuts aren't actually nuts. They're legumes, and that difference matters. Because peanuts carry a different nutritional and biochemical profile compared to tree nuts. And for men over 60, that profile can quietly work against your health goals. 1. Inflammation risk. Peanuts are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 isn't bad by itself, But when it's out of balance with omega-3, it drives chronic low-grade inflammation. Inflammation is a root factor in conditions like BPH, insulin resistance, and fatigue. Think of inflammation like a small campfire in your body. In moderation, fire keeps you warm, but too much fuel, like excessive omega-6, turns that fire into a blaze that scorches everything around it, from your hormones to your prostate. Aflatoxin exposure. Peanuts are one of the most common carriers of aflatoxins, toxic mold byproducts that can contaminate crops. Even though regulations limit aflatoxin levels, long-term exposure, especially from poor quality or non-organic peanuts, stresses the liver and increases oxidative damage. For older men whose detoxification systems may already be less efficient, this adds unnecessary strain. High omega-6 plus aflatoxin stress, greater risk of oxidative stress and hormonal imbalance. Lower free testosterone, fatigue, and reduced libido are often linked to chronic dietary stressors like peanuts. This doesn't mean you can never have peanut butter again. But if peanuts are a daily staple in your diet, especially the roasted, salted, or processed kinds, they could be undermining your hormones and prostate health without you realizing it. The second bad nut, cashews. Next up, cashews. Smooth, buttery, and delicious, cashews are often marketed as a guilt-free plant-based snack, even used in vegan cheese sauces, desserts, and spreads. But here's the hidden truth. Cashews may not be the testosterone ally you think they are. 1. Low in testosterone supportive minerals. Cashews are relatively low in zinc and selenium, two minerals essential for healthy testosterone levels. To make matters worse, cashews are high in phytic acid, an anti-nutrient that blocks the absorption of zinc, magnesium, and iron. Over time, this means cashews not only fail to support testosterone, they may reduce access to minerals your body desperately needs. 2. Weight gain connection. Cashews are energy-dense, high calories in a small portion. For younger men with fast metabolisms, this isn't much of a problem. But after 60, metabolism slows down, muscle mass decreases, and extra calories are more likely to become abdominal fat. Abdominal fat is a major problem because it contains an enzyme called aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen. Think of aromatase as a thief in your body. Every extra pound of belly fat gives this thief more tools to steal your testosterone and turn it into estrogen. Cashews, eaten in excess, can quietly fuel this cycle. 3. Hidden anti-nutrient effect. Cashews' phytic acid content can interfere with nutrient absorption in meals. Men relying on cashew-heavy snacks or vegan cashew-based foods may unknowingly displace more nutrient-dense options like pumpkin seeds or Brazil nuts, missing out on vital hormone-supporting minerals. So peanuts and cashews, they aren't inherently evil. A handful here and there isn't going to wreck your hormones. But if they're staples in your diet, eaten daily, they can quietly tilt the balance toward inflammation, nutrient depletion, and hormonal decline. Next, we'll look at two more surprising culprits, one lesser-known nut that can trigger strange side effects, and the processed nut blends that sneak into so many pantries. But before we get into that, let's take a quick pause. The third bad nut, pine nuts. Now let's talk about a nut that doesn't get as much attention, pine nuts. At first glance, pine nuts seem exotic, even luxurious. They're the key ingredient in pesto, sprinkled on salads, and often associated with Mediterranean eating. But for men over 60, pine nuts can be more trouble than they're worth. 1. Pine mouth syndrome. Pine nuts can cause a strange condition called pine mouth, a lingering metallic or bitter taste in the mouth that can last for days, sometimes even weeks. While not dangerous in itself, this side effect highlights how biochemically reactive pine nuts can be in the body. Imagine tasting metal with every bite of food for a week. That's your body telling you something about this nut isn't agreeing with your system. 2. Inflammatory profile. Pine nuts are very high in omega-6 fatty acids, with little omega-3 to balance it out. This imbalance pushes the body toward an inflammatory tilt, which can worsen BPH symptoms, increase fatigue, and lower resilience. 3. Limited hormone support. Unlike Brazil nuts or pumpkin seeds, pine nuts provide minimal testosterone-supporting minerals, so instead of fueling vitality, they may simply add calories and inflammation with little return.
So while pine nuts look like a gourmet choice, the truth is they offer more risk than reward, especially if you're over 60 and already navigating a more delicate hormonal balance. The fourth bad nut: roasted, flavored, or mixed nuts. Finally, let's look at something even more common: mixed nuts, especially the roasted, salted, and flavored varieties. These blends line the grocery store shelves. They're marketed as convenient, protein-rich, heart-healthy snacks. But here's the hidden reality. It's not just the type of nut that matters, it's how those nuts are processed. 1. The oil problem. Most mixed nuts are roasted in cheap vegetable oils like soybean, canola, or sunflower oil. These oils are loaded with omega-6, which, as we've already discussed, tip your body toward chronic inflammation. 2. The sodium and additives trap. Additives like artificial flavorings, preservatives, and excessive sodium turn a once nutrient-rich food into a pro-inflammatory bomb. High sodium intake also irritates the bladder and can worsen urinary symptoms for men with an enlarged prostate. It's like taking a violin out of the orchestra and smashing it against the floor. Even if the nut was healthy at first, the way it's roasted and flavored completely ruins its harmony with your body. The illusion of health. The packaging may highlight words like protein, natural, or energy, but under the hood it's more like eating chips than eating true whole foods. So let's recap. Peanuts can fuel inflammation and carry toxins. Cashews displace testosterone-supportive minerals and may encourage weight gain. Pine nuts tilt you toward inflammation and may trigger pine mouth. Roasted or flavored mixed nuts disguise themselves as healthy, but often deliver more oil, sodium, and preservatives than nutrients. Now, I don't want you to walk away thinking nuts are the enemy. In fact, the right nuts can be some of the most powerful allies you have for energy, hormone balance, and prostate health. That brings us to the second half of our conversation: the 4 nuts and seeds you should embrace, especially if you're a man over 60 who wants to age with strength, clarity, and confidence. If you're finding value in this breakdown so far, make sure to subscribe. In the next section, we'll cover the 4 nuts that actually boost testosterone, protect your prostate, and reduce inflammation. Now that we've cleared up the confusion around the nuts to limit, let's move into the empowering part: the nuts and seeds that actually work for you. These are the nutrient-dense powerhouses that can support testosterone, protect your prostate, reduce inflammation, and even improve energy and sleep. Think of them as micro-doses of natural medicine that fit right into your daily routine. The first good nut: Brazil nuts. If I could only recommend one nut for men over 60, it would be the Brazil nut. And here's why. Selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral that plays a direct role in testosterone production, sperm health, and antioxidant defense. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day provides 100 to 200% of your daily selenium needs. A 2012 study in biological trace element research found that men with higher selenium levels had better testosterone and improved sperm motility. Selenium also reduces oxidative stress, protecting the body from age-related decline. 2. Caution on dosage. More isn't better. Selenium in very high doses can be toxic. Stick with 1 to 2 Brazil nuts daily, ideally raw and unsalted. Think of selenium like a key that unlocks testosterone production. Brazil nuts are nature's key ring, small but incredibly powerful. The second good nut: walnuts. Next on the list: walnuts. Walnuts are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3, as well as ellagic acid, a powerful antioxidant. Together, these compounds reduce inflammation, protect brain function, and defend prostate tissue. A 2015 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found walnut consumption slowed prostate tumor growth in animal models. The benefits were linked to improved lipid metabolism and reduced oxidative damage. 2. Brain plus hormone dual benefit. Walnuts improve vascular function, which supports both brain health and erectile performance. Just 7 walnut halves, a few times a week, can deliver measurable benefits. Think of walnuts as dual-action allies, protecting both the command center, your brain, and the control panel, your prostate. The third good nut: pumpkin seeds. Now, technically not a nut, but often grouped with them, are pumpkin seeds. And for men over 60, pumpkin seeds are like nature's testosterone supplement. 1. Zinc powerhouse. Zinc is essential for testosterone synthesis, sperm quality, and prostate fluid production. Deficiency is common in older men, especially those taking diuretics or PPIs. Low zinc, low testosterone, weaker immunity, erectile dysfunction. 2. Research evidence. A study in nutrition found that supplementing zinc improved testosterone and sexual function within just months. A daily serving of 1-2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds is an easy solution. Think of zinc like the spark plug in your hormonal engine. Without it, the system sputters. Pumpkin seeds are like carrying spare spark plugs in your pocket every day.
The fourth good nut, macadamia nuts. Finally, let's talk about macadamia nuts, one of the cleanest fat sources you can eat. Macadamias are high in monounsaturated fats, very low in omega-6, and virtually free of anti-nutrients like phytic acid. That makes them anti-inflammatory, testosterone-friendly, and easy to digest. 1 point. Unique metabolic support. They contain palmitoleic acid, a rare fat that improves insulin sensitivity and fat metabolism. This can help reduce belly fat, which in turn prevents testosterone from being converted into estrogen. 2. Easy integration. A small serving of 5 to 6 macadamias provides clean energy without tipping your inflammatory balance. Think of macadamias as the olive oil of the nut world, smooth, anti-inflammatory, and easy on the system. So there you have it, the 4 nuts and seeds that actively support your health after 60 points. Brazil nuts for selenium and testosterone, walnuts for brain and prostate protection, pumpkin seeds for zinc and libido, macadamia nuts for clean fats and metabolic balance. But knowing which nuts to eat is only half the battle. The real key is how you prepare them, how much you eat, and how you integrate them into your daily life. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. How to make the good 4 work for you. Now that you know which nuts to avoid and which to embrace, let's talk about the part that actually makes this knowledge powerful, how to use them in real life. Because even the best foods can backfire if they're eaten in the wrong portions, at the wrong times, or prepared the wrong way. Here's exactly how to make these nuts work for you every day. A small handful can contain 150 to 100 calories. For most men over 60, 1 serving per day is enough, especially if you're also getting healthy fats from fish, olive oil, or avocado. Rule of thumb: Brazil nuts, run 2 pieces. Walnuts, run 7 halves. Pumpkin seeds, run 2 tablespoons. Macadamias, run 5 to 6 nuts. Small intentional doses are what deliver the results. 2. Preparation tips. Many store-bought nuts are roasted in vegetable oils, soybean, canola, sunflower. These add unwanted omega-6. Choose raw or dry roasted nuts without added oils. Avoid salted or flavored versions to protect your blood pressure and prostate. Doctor's tip: roast your own nuts at home with a drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric or paprika. 3. Timing matters. Morning: add 1 to 2 Brazil nuts to your breakfast for a selenium boost. Midday: keep pumpkin seeds or macadamias on hand for steady energy. Evening: walnuts are rich in magnesium, which promotes deeper sleep and supports testosterone production overnight. Think of nuts as tools in a toolbox. Each has its best use at a different time of day. 4. Pairing with other foods. Combine nuts with fiber-rich foods like fruits, oats, or leafy greens to slow fat absorption and support insulin sensitivity. Avoid mixing them with sugary trail mixes or processed carbs. Those combinations cancel out the benefits. Snack ideas: Greek yogurt with walnuts and pumpkin seeds. Oatmeal topped with 1-2 Brazil nuts. A few macadamias with cucumber slices and hummus. 5. Rotation and variety. Don't eat the same nut every single day. Rotate across the week to avoid nutrient overload and broaden mineral intake. Sample rotation: Monday and Wednesday, row Brazil nuts. Tuesday and Thursday, row pumpkin seeds. Friday, row walnuts. Weekend, row macadamias. 6. Hydration and digestion. Nuts are naturally low in water content. Pair them with water or herbal teas to support digestion and bladder health. Soak certain nuts and seeds overnight,
like pumpkin seeds or almonds, to reduce anti-nutrients and improve absorption. So let's take a step back. What have we learned? Some nuts like peanuts, cashews, pine nuts and processed mixed blends can quietly tilt your body toward inflammation, estrogen dominance and prostate stress. Others, like Brazil nuts, walnuts, pumpkin seeds and macadamias, provide targeted nutrients that actively support testosterone, prostate health and long-term vitality. The difference isn't about perfection. It's about small, consistent choices made with clarity instead of confusion. Simple action step. This week, I want you to do one simple thing. Remove one nut that works against you. Add one nut that works for you. That's it. One swap. Your body is remarkably responsive, even after 60. Every small change builds momentum, and momentum is what transforms your health over time. In empowerment and confidence, you don't need gimmicks. You don't need extremes. You just need knowledge and the willingness to apply it consistently, because you deserve a body that works with you, not against you. You deserve to age with strength, clarity, and confidence. And it all starts with small intentional shifts, like the ones we just covered. If this video brought you clarity, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from it. And make sure to subscribe, because every week we're diving deeper into practical science-backed strategies for men's health after 60. No fear, no gimmicks, just clarity and confidence. Stay curious, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.